The emergence of artificial intelligence is causing a disruption all over the world, forcing many to rethink all they ever thought about what the future would actually look like. From the financial sector down to healthcare, the intelligence exhibited by machines continues daily to amaze us, even as it avails us new problem-solving opportunities and begins to make us wonder, would it be possible that AI could rescue Nigeria's educational system that for many years have been grasping and gasping for breath? This will form the core of our deliberation today as we look at reshaping Nigeria's education sector using AI. With this, I bid you welcome to The Beam, where curiosity meets conversations, taking us a step further into the future we desire. I'm Sunes Nathaniel, and before we proceed, we'll be checking out a clip in which we briefly spoke to some individuals on the sidelines of the IndabaX 2024 conference put together by Miva Open University. Be right back.
If AI are applied in jobs to solve those problems that humans are supposed to perform, this could lead to unemployment and job displacement. So that is one of my fears. And another of my fears is it could lead to privacy concerns, because when you want to open a page in AI, it could require vast amounts of personal data, which in future could lead to it can be used for hacking into your account or any personal data thing that it is not supposed to be spread around.
AI, yes, is going to really take away every manual activities that are going on, but at the same time, it's going to create numerous jobs that if people are willing to adapt and to gain that skills to be able to function in the AI space, it would really be a good thing for everyone.
You know how Nigeria is, like people don't have access to healthcare now with AI in place here. Can like make everybody have access to healthcare, able to know their health, help you diagnose what's wrong with them, and also help you to like know how to solve your health-related problems and live longer. Who knows?
AI will not make the students lazy. AI will actually challenge them to be the best. So the advent of ChatGPT, large language models are only tools that will bring out the creativity in young people. It is not a tool that will make them lazy. It is a tool that will actually make them the best, bring out their best, because they are now interacting with automated agents. And then these automated agents will question their reasoning, and then they will also bring in their own reasoning to those automated agents, thereby training these agents the more, and they're having more of these IT skills embedded in our own systems.
Welcome back. I think it's beautiful to hear from the young people, and then you have the experts who fine-tunes everything to make us understand better what AI is doing in the world today and the possibilities. So today on this program, we're going to be speaking to Professor Tayo Arulogun, a seasoned computer scientist and system engineer who currently serves as Vice Chancellor of the Miva Open University. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Natalia.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. Yeah. So let's start from the conference in maybe 30 seconds. Just tell us why is it pertinent that we hold such a conference, like the IndabaX, where we have AI, coming full force.
All right, thank you so much. I think IndabaX, let's start from the Indaba. It means people coming together, and the X there means each country. So in Africa, we have that in each country, especially in Nigeria. That of Nigeria was held at Miva Open University. Is to bring people together, people of like mind, in artificial intelligence, bring them together, and then they can network, share ideas, and then people will present, ask questions, like the questions like opinion of these people we just heard. So they were able to voice out their concerns and challenges. Yeah. And then people that come there will be able to solve those problems. So that's the essence of having that conference, because AI is coming. It has actually come. So we need to embrace it, but we need to find a way to actually see that we use it responsibly, and we use a maximum use of it, and we also contribute our own quotas so that we are not just consuming. Yeah. I think that those are the reasons for that meeting.
All right. So the core of our discussion will be centered around education. Now, June 12th is just 2 days from now, and people will be counting, it's already 1 year. And I would ask you, how would you judge, performance in the education sector within the last 1 year at least?
Well, let me say, from my perspective, let's say the performance is good. Let's start from, for the past 1 year, there's been no strike. which we all agree. And then also, we've had a lot of other open universities. University licenses have been granted because the one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is access to qualitative education that is affordable. So that is a good one. And then when you look at the area of infrastructure and capacity development, TED Fund is doing a lot to provide capacity and infrastructure within Nigeria, though we may say it's not enough, but they are trying. Because when you look at our population, it's growing, and the need is growing. Also, NUC is also doing beyond regulatory roles, doing capacity development. A lot of people were trained, over 931 were trained this year on how to use AI tools in teaching, research, and community engagement. So if you see most of these things, it means that we are doing well. The only area I can say, we are not doing well is in the area of funding. But funding is not that it's not increasing, but relatively to the population, it's declining. So I think the performance is good. And also when you look recently, there was a student loan, which means that we are making education affordable for most Nigerians. So
Yeah, but many people will tell you they are not able to access those loans.
Well, let's give them some time.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's
Okay. So you think there has to be time for these things to come into process?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That said, now let's go back again. Education and artificial intelligence. In the wake of AI, what do you think needs to be done? How good is our curriculum right now? The current curriculum in which we operate, education-wise.
Thank you. I think our curriculum currently is good because the reason is that NUC introduced CCMAS, Core Curriculum Minimum Benchmark System, which ensures that universities can innovate because the curriculum was developed. NUC is only 70%. But even the NUC that is only 70%, the content was produced by Nigerian professors. So the 30% that remain is for university to innovate. And that means university can introduce and embed artificial intelligence, introduce practical and hands-on. So it's left for university to innovate. And in the next 3-5 years, we are likely to see that ratio will become 50-50. So the curriculum we have now is very, very good. If I give, for example, in my university, what we have done in terms of AI into curriculum is first we approve a Senate policy on AI usage and guideline. Because we know when our graduates graduate, what will happen is that they will be using these tools. But they must use it responsibly. So we have done that, and then we introduced 2 university-wide courses. First one is artificial intelligence and digital literacy. And the second one is creative and innovative thinking of founders. So because by the time they finish, they should not just be looking for a job. They should be job providers. They should be able to create jobs. So the curriculum we have now is good. It's now the area of implementation. Yes. Okay,
so if you haven't said that, it also brings to mind, you just talked about digital, literacy, some of the extra digital skills that have been acquired today. Yeah. And you realize that most of these digital skills do not require, that's being in a university setup. Now the question becomes, how much will the young people be looking to be in universities if they can quickly make some good bucks, having those digital skills that do not require, per se, any certificate?
Well, you're right, but it actually has been a discussion, ongoing discussion, and what I want to say about that is that those are alternative digital learning platforms. University is not the only authentic source of getting skills and knowledge to drive one's career. There are others. You can go into volunteering, vocational studies, boot camp, online learning like you mentioned, and a whole lot of others. But the truth is actually that university education is still highly valued. And I will tell you that when those skills, those alternative skills and pathways can allow you to get a job, yes, but when you get a job, you want to rise. There is always career structure. Most organizations are structured. So it is important that you have university degree. Because by that time, say, do you have degree? By the time you see the career structure, you will discover that you will need to get degree. So one thing again about degree is that you are going to be rewarded more than when you come through those alternative pathways. They are good because it gives you flexibility, It gives you affordability, it's affordable. But university degree may be a little bit expensive and time-consuming because you spend 3-4 years. But the alternative approach you mentioned, one can spend 6 months, even 3 months. You can gain the skill and start working. So, but let's say it this way. 1,000 professors are saying, you are very good, Nathaniel. And one expert is saying, you are good, Nathaniel. Which one has more credibility?
Professor.
So we still need university education in Nigeria.
That's a big argument. That's a very big argument. And but let's go back again to the system. You know, the academic system when it comes to incorporating AI. You just spoke a bit about some of the things that you have been incorporating. But you see, my fear is that we are doing too much of the theoretical part of AI. How do we come out from just consuming to producing even with AI?
All right, yes, that's good. I think first thing is that we must first bridge the gap of digital divide, ensuring that people are knowledgeable about IT, digital content. Then we now move to artificial intelligence. You know, it's now application of the digital knowledge. Yeah, so the truth about this is that we are embedding all this into the way we teach, the way we deliver our content. Let's start from content gathering. When you have a curriculum, you first gather the content because you want to develop the course material. You gather the content. You can use AI. Then after that, you go into your design. You can use AI. And the next step is, even when you want to develop the videos, interactive videos, you use AI. So we are using technology, AI technology, to drive all this innovation. So we are doing that. But to your question that, are we just consuming? Yes. We are doing a lot, and that was one of the essence of the IndabaX conference, to ensure that we bring in younger people from the university. They can understand all these techniques, the technology, and build. We are generating data in Nigeria, in Africa, so much. But how do we curate the data to machine actionable data so that the machine can work on it? And one thing about doing this is that we must develop our own economy. We must develop for our own people. And that's why it's important when you are designing AI tools, you must look at the end users. So it's very, very important. So what we need to do is bring more people, let them understand this technology and how to use it and how to apply it. And then we see that Africa will rise in terms of AI development.
All right. There's this question I would want to bring up at this juncture. It will be, you spoke about the new licenses for a couple of universities, yes. But there's also this fear that the weight of our certificates out there are not as strong as many others from many other countries. How do we strike this balance to make sure that we have it, solid? How do we get that balance?
All right. I think let me first start from the points. When I mention in terms of performance of education system in Nigeria, I talk about strike. Because when you want to learn something, there must be consistency in learning and the time frame. But when there are always disruption, the student may not perform very well. Even there are empirical data that shows that when there are disruption in learning, students do not perform very well. So first thing is that, let's get out of this cycle of strike. So that means we must put in place infrastructure plans. And then universities in Nigeria must find other ways of reaching out to the learners. Because the learners are actually now in the digital space. And if you still want to teach them in the analog way, there will be a problem. So, and then we need to put in more practical hand-on. Volunteering, internship, we need to ensure that students are carrying out internship so that they will have the practical skill. And what I also want to encourage that most educational organizations are emphasizing is what is called authentic assessment. Because the way we just assess people, we ask them question based on theory. We ask them question based on practical. How can you apply this particular principle or theory? Let them apply it. And that's what authentic assessment means. It means that what you are going to encounter in your future workplace, they should be giving you should demonstrate it and do it. So I think we need to put in more practical hands-on into our curricular delivery. It's not that it's not in the curriculum,
but it has to be delivered.
Delivered.
All right.
It has to be delivered.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. We'll be coming back. We'll be going on a break shortly. And when we return, we're going to be asking Professor Arulogun, what does he envision is the future of Nigerian education and how relevant the Nigerian universities can become globally. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching The Beam coming to you live from our studios in Abuja. Professor Tayo Arulogun is still here with me, and we are still looking at reshaping Nigeria's education sector using AI. Thank you again for staying here with me. Let's discuss further this use of AI to, to reshape what we see, as the Nigerian education sector today. We're looking at the future. What do you envision? How do you envision the future with the emergence of AI right now?
Well, thank you for that question. I believe the future of education in Nigeria is bright because when you look in Nigeria, we have talents. And then we have brilliant students, brilliant professors, and then facility-wise. So what we're likely to see in the future is more rise and adoption of open and distance learning, digital learning, and more alternative pathways. Like I mentioned, you have online learning. They keep coming. And then there's going to be much more adoption of all those. And then there's going to be more integration of virtual reality into our teaching, in which we'll try to replicate the practical aspect so that people can actually see, practicalize, and demonstrate it before they go into the lab. So it's going to enhance the learning. And also, there is going to be much more personalized learning. It means technology is going to drive much more of the learning we're going to do. Because if you look, the demography of Nigerians is changing. Because why it's changing is that we're having more younger people, and most of them are working, either remotely or virtually. They are doing that. And that means they also need to improve their capacity. Like I mentioned earlier, they need to get a degree. Because by the time you work, you are working in a structured place, you want to move ahead in the career structure, they'll be asking you, where is your degree, where are your qualifications? So it's not going to be those ones you got through alternative routes. So it means that we must find a way to take education, to suit it or tweak it to their schedules, to their work schedule. So that means we need to go more into personalized learning. So we are going to see much more personalized learning coming in future in Nigerian education system.
So are you not afraid also that if we're going in this system, personalized technology, are you not afraid that there's a great divide? There are people who are going to be left behind, especially because they've not even caught up now. I'm talking about people who are out of school children and everything. Are you not afraid that that might happen?
Yes, I agree with you. But you see, the trend is changing because that's where we come into, where government comes in, visualizing what is likely to happen, the challenges, and mitigate. For example, if the student loan is done properly, it means that a lot of people who are going to likely drop out because of that breach will be able to accommodate them. And also, part of the future I envision is that in not distant time, we'll be seeing university or tertiary education that is affordable, that could even be free. There are models that works that way, that you don't need to pay now, you can pay later when you start working. So we are getting there. The student loan is just a phase. By the time we scale that phase, you see other phases coming up. So I think the future is bright. It's just for us to embrace this technology and ensure that people are using it responsibly.
Okay. It's good you have said that in the next 1-2 minutes at worst, we're going to answer this question. As a professor, would you allow your doctorate students, to carry out their thesis using ChatGPT and other large language models? Would you allow that?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think the best way is the knowledge there is huge, that is available. The most important thing is that while you are doing that, allow them to make use of the tool, the generative AI tools. And depending on the policy of the university, most universities are now realizing that it's better for you to allow them to use these tools and guide them on how to use it. Let them put a retribution. I got help from here, I got help from here. And then let them demonstrate what they've done. And then ask them a different ways, and then be able to think. The essence of learning is finding why is 1 + 1 2. And then, I got this data from here. Why is the data like this? You should be able to reason and think. But to say, don't use it, is going to stifle innovation. And at the end of the day, you may not even know whether they are using it or not. But the best thing is, let it be transparent, that people are using it and you know they are using it, and then you can ask some questions, some leading questions. For example, you want to know whether students have done their assignment by themselves. Ask them to demonstrate. Yeah. Even if it's a student at a distance, ask them to do a video recording for you. Demonstrate what your assignment that you've sent. Demonstrate it for us. And you know, so once they know that, they will be able to bring out new knowledge. And that is what we want. So the tool should help us. Not that it should deprive our thinking.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. I wish there are so much more we can take right now, but we're going to have to end it for today. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
I appreciate you.
All right. Friends, that's our time on the program today. Feel free to share your opinions via social media using the hashtag ChannelsBeam, Channels TV News. You know, right now, we'll be leaving you with our top 5 videos for the week. I'm Sunas Nathaniel, and until next time, I'd like to remind you that fear and doubt are the biggest obstacles along the transformation journey. Embrace the technology. Stay curious. God bless Nigeria.